This PowerPoint presentation is going to be over formula sheets for drinking water and wastewater treatment math. Just want to say up front that I do not claim any ownership to any of the material on these formula sheets as they belong to their respective owners. I'm just showing them here as examples and for educational purposes. So I suggest that you should contact the certifying authority for your state or geopolitical region to determine which exam preparation materials are appropriate for your area. I'm going to be showing a couple of pages from a couple of different formula sheets that I've found in the following slides. And one thing you'll notice is they're quite different. So whatever state you're in, you need to contact them and find out what, if any, formula sheet they give you when taking an exam. I'm going to be going over the state of Florida, the ABC sheet, California. I found one for Louisiana and I found one for Kentucky. I will leave the links to all of them in the description of this video. But like I said, it will be very important for you to contact your certifying authority to find out what, if any, formula sheets are given to you when you take an exam. All right, so here we have the state of Florida drinking water formula sheet on the left and the wastewater treatment formula sheet on the right. I always suggest that you get familiar with your current formula sheets. Uh, when I took my first exam, the lady actually gave me the wrong formula sheet, and I was like, hey, this isn't what I'm usually looking at, and was able to get the correct one so that I had the formulas I needed when I took the exam. So at the top of both of our formula sheets, you have your conversion charts. Converting units is very important as all formulas must be solved in the correct units of measurement. So when you have your kind of standards, when you solve for volume, you get cubic feet, but if it needs gallons, you know, 1 cubic foot is equal to 7.48 gallons. You know, uh, they may give you the flow in gallons per minute, and you need the daily flow. So one day is 1,440 minutes. So you can multiply the gallons per minute by 1,440 minutes and get your flow for the day. The other thing you may notice about the state of Florida formula sheets is that they are alphabetical by process. So you have your alkalinity concepts, and then you have your formulas for alkalinity, and you have the area. On the next page, it's got chemical feed. And then for the waste treatment, you have like the activated sludge, and then you have all the formulas that go for activated sludge. The next page has the area circumference formulas. So again, the state of Florida is alphabetical by process. So whatever math formula you're looking for, if you know the process and you know your ABCs, you'll be able to find it. But then again, some of us have decided to work with poop instead of drinking water. So here's page 2. One thing I want to point out when you're doing some of this math, your formula may ask for like desired percent, right? It says desired hypo percent, but it wants it as a number. Whereas if you look over here at your feed rate, it's asking percent as a decimal. So it's very important to put the formulas in the thing it asks for. So this is page 3 of 8 of the drinking water and page 3 of 6 of the wastewater. You'll notice that a lot of the formulas are the same for water math. Like you have disinfection on both of these. You have the feed rate 100% chlorine. So that's the Davidson pie chart. It's also known as the pounds formula. A lot of your wastewater treatment formulas are essentially just the pounds formula. And again, the purpose of this video is to show you the differences of different formula sheets. So I'm going to stop at page 3 for the state of Florida. And on the next slide, I'm going to show you an example of the ABC formula sheet. Here we have the Water Professionals International Associated Boards of Certification formula sheets. So from what I understand, if you're taking a WPI ABC standardized exam, that this is the formula sheet they will give you. From what I can also tell, that this is the US and Canada version. But again, as I recommended before, that you should contact your testing agency and find out what formula sheets you'll be using. So here we have page 2 for both the drinking water and wastewater treatment ABC formula sheets. One thing you may have noticed different from the state of Florida already is that the ABC formula sheets are in alphabetical order by the name of the formula, whereas the state of Florida was alphabetical order by the process. Another thing that I've noticed while going over these is it has the filter backwash rate in gallons per minute per square foot, and it also has the filter backwash rate in liters per second per meter squared. But I do American math, and I'm not sure what a liter even is. So this is page 3 of 7 for the drinking water and page 3 of 10 for the wastewater. So another thing you'll notice, the wastewater for the state of Florida only had 6 pages, where the drinking water had 8. So again, it's just different formula sheets for different places are just different. Like I said, we're going to look at the state of California next. So this is the formula sheet I found that I believe the state of California uses when I Googled. You'll notice it's just 2 pages for drinking water, because this is just the drinking water formula sheet and it's 2 pages long, whereas again you had 8 to 10 pages for the state of Florida and the ABC sheets. Here's an example of what I believe the state of Louisiana will give you when you take an exam. And it is 2 pages, and this is both for the drinking water and wastewater math. So again, just another example of how a different state has a different formula sheet. And then last but not least, here's an example of the formula sheet that I believe is given to you in the state of Kentucky for drinking water treatment and distribution math, and it's 1 page long. So I've shown several different examples from several different states, and they are all different. All right, so that's just my little short presentation on the formula sheets for drinking water and wastewater treatment math. Again, the thing I wanted to highlight that we looked at was that different places have different formula sheets. And I always recommend that you contact your testing agency and find out what, if any, formula sheet is given to you when you take the exam. I suggest that you get a copy of it, and that while you're studying to take your exam and practicing math, you have that formula sheet with you. I don't know about you, but being familiar with that formula sheet made the math on my exam so much easier. It was almost like things became plug and play, and I was able to get all of my math questions right. You know, a 100-question exam, you might have 10 math questions, like I said, up to 10 pages of formula sheets, and knowing where those formulas are and where to find them, it makes it so much easier when taking the math. That's my suggestion. Like I said, hopefully this helps you. Thanks.